Hey everyone, welcome to this channel, and today we'll be learning about how using AWS Code Commit, Code Build and Code Deploy we can deploy application securely and we can pass the environment variables securely. That's our goal. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, first let me explain the entire flow and then I will show you the exact demo. Okay, so let me explain the flow. Okay, so let's say this is our source code plus build spec.yml plus appspec.yml file where in code commit. Okay, and okay, so this is our first thing, the source, and it comes to the code build phase. Okay, code build. Okay, here the build happens and build will get the parameters from AWS parameter store. Okay, and when the build succeeds, the build will send the build to AWS S3 where we will be maintaining the revisions for the actual code deploy. So AWS S3 bucket. Okay, and that will send the that will be used to do the actual code deploy application. Code deploy. And let's say this is our EC2 instances, like small EC2 instances. Okay, yes, EC2 instances which have the AWS code deploy agents installed. Okay, in each instance we have the code deploy agents. Okay, now this is our flow. So first the code will get pulled from the source code to code build, and then the build will generate. Build will get the parameters or the environment variables from the parameter store. Then the final build will go to the AWS S3 bucket, and then from their S3 bucket the code deploy will happen. Okay, this way. Now that I have shown you the diagram, let's follow the diagram and actual hands-on, so it will be very easy to understand. Okay, now this is our diagram. So first is our source code. So let's go to our source code, go to the AWS console and go to the code commit. This is our source code. So if you go to repositories, if my previous tutorial I have shown how to work with the code commit, code build and code deploy. So I'll be not showing the basic step but the advanced ones. Okay, so this is our source code. In source code we have this buildspec.yml and appspec.yml. So let me show you. This is the buildspec.yml and appspec.yml file. So what is in it? First is the build spec. So if we go to the buildspec.yml file, there you will see the phases. Install phase, I'm using the runtime Node.js version image, and there in the pre-build phase itself I'm pulling all the variables from the already available in the code build phase from the AWS parameter store. Then and then via this script file I am generating a JSON file, and then in Node.js there is a module called config. Config I am using that. So for the JSON generation I am using the this JSON module Node.js. Okay, so let me show you how. So first is the let me just show you properly. So let's go that way. First is the build spec, right, like I'm showing you. Now in this build spec what I'm doing, I'm first installing the packages. First the JSON package as I've shown, this one. This helps us to do in place editing, and I have this file. Okay, this sh file. So let's go and see that build scripts. I'm maintaining two directories for build phases. I'm using build script directory, and for deployment script, deployment related script, I am using directory called deployment scripts. You can arrange this folder as per your idea, or your simplicity. I am doing like I want it. Okay, so here it is. First I am mentioning a path where I will put the configuration. For me it's the config here. Then let's see, let me show you. And I'm making a directory because in git ignore I have added that. I'm just for local testing, it's okay to create the directory locally, but you don't want this directory in the production server itself. Okay, this is for your local testing. In the production, you want to create a directory in the fly while in the build phase itself, and then initiate the JSON file and put the JSON values from the available environment variables. So you see here in this file under config production file, I am creating the file, first creating the directory, then doing this I am creating the file, the blank file. So echo, then this creates a blank file, blank with the blank you can say object. Okay, and then I am doing in-place editing. So I am pulling the variables that is available in the code build phase, and then I am editing this file. So doing so in under config production, I will have the values available accordingly. Okay, now let me show you how. Okay, but before that let me show you the appspec.yml, and it will be required for the code deploy phase. Where the stages are like I've shown in the previous example. There's nothing new. Now this is handled directly in the AWS console, and this is our AWS console. This one is the AWS console. Now in code commit you have the code. Okay, now let's create a build project for this one. So let's go to there and search for code build, and it will open very quick. Here let's create one new build project. This one is, if you remember, this one is we have used for previous code build example. Now there's a new build project. Let's call this that secure build for demo. Secure build demo. I think that's good. And additionally, I don't need any tags. Source it will be AWS commit the code deploy demo, because we'll be using this to in previous code deploy demo. I have shown you how to deploy in the EC2 instance. Okay, I'll be using the same EC2 instance. If you didn't watch it, check the description box, description section. There I have mentioned the code deploy demo link. Okay, so here I have selected the branch and I want to do it master. Additional, we don't need this one. Managed image, of course, for the environments. I am selecting the managed image, operating system Amazon Linux 2, and runtime Amazon standard, and image will be the latest one. Okay, and let's see. So I'll be creating a new role, so I can show you how to do the IAM changes. So code build, secure build demo, service role. Okay. Now additional configuration you can change if you want it. Perform, I think it's all good. Compute power is the minimum. I think all good. If you want a detailed explanation of all this, I will suggest you to see my previous video. Okay. So now is the part. This is the important part. Okay. So here I will be mentioning the environment variables. So let's say what is the first environment variable that we need. Let's see our configuration script. We need the DB host. Okay, here. Then we need DB username. Okay, and then we need DB password. Okay, but if we just mention in plain text, it will be not secure, right? So let's make it secure. So in the type section, select the parameters, and now let's go and create the parameters. So just I'm opening a new tab. Let it open, and I'm searching for parameter store. It's under SSM, System Manager, parameter store. See, System Manager feature, parameter store, and there we will mention the paths. So let me show you how to do it. Create parameter, and then give it like DB host. Description you can give it any. So type will be data type. Okay, here is the important. The type mentions secure string. Okay, and the value should be your DB URL or host. I'm not giving actual value because I'll be not using them. So for your case, it will be actual database URL. Okay, let's create it. So this is our host done. Now we need username. So let's create a username. So this is the path DB user name, and here will again it will be secure string, your account KM store ID, value will be your DB username. I'm mentioning like the value normal like this. For your case again it will be your actual DB username. Okay, okay, it is done. And here the password, let's do the similar way. System manager, get parameter, it will be DB, then password. Okay, give the value secure string, and the value will be again your actual DB password here. So you mentioned in the value section again I'm giving some dummy values, but for your case it will be your actual DB password here. Okay, let's create it, and we are done with creating the parameters. Let's come here. Here, so DB password, here is the DB username, and we are done. I think we are done with that. Because if your build spec wants some other file, for me you can see I have mentioned the build spec.yaml. If the file name is different for you, here I mentioned a different name. For me it's same, so no issues. No artifacts, I am not storing any artifact. Enable the CloudWatch because it will be very much useful. Okay, so here already just verifying it. Code build, we need this role. So anyway, link will be available. Create the build project. So I have created the build project, but if you run it, it will be failure. You know why? Because it doesn't have the required access. Now we have to go to the IAM and give it actual access. So click on the build details. You will find the service rule here. So click on that. So for this to work, what are the access we need? So we need of course the S3 access and the code deploy access. Let's do that. Attach policies. Oh, of course the SSM also. So search for the parameter or SSM you can say. So SSM full access, and another one I can word two at once, that's okay. So S3 full access, and we need what do we need else? Code deploy. So is code deploy full access. Okay, so we have given all the access needed. So what will happen here? We have given the S3 and all this access. Now if we run the build, still run the build. If you remember from our previous example, what will happen here? So it will make, it will create the configuration dynamically using the script. Okay, and after everything done, it will push after like post build, after all the build is done, it will push the build in the S3. So it will push in what bucket? This bucket. DevOps with AWS code Sandeep. So let's go to that bucket and see. Let's go to the bucket. Okay, this is the bucket, if you remember right. Let's go there. Okay, give it some time, it will load. Okay, in the versions you'll see, let's see success or not yet, phase details, and it's all done, so it's success. So just refresh the page. Let's see what is the final build number or the version number. In the version number we can use that to make the release. Okay, so let's go to the code deploy. Our build is done, so let's time to deploy. In system manager, let's search for code deploy. Code deploy. Okay, so this is our previous code deploy demo. Okay, if you have not seen this how I did it, I will suggest you to go back to this tutorial and understand how it works. For now, I will show how the direct deployment will. Okay, so we had created this deployment group. So let's create new deployment here. Okay, so you will see that since we have made the deployment and it created a new version here, and we had the version ID in the SSH copied here. If I search by the ID, they will come directly here. Okay, let's click the deployment and let's see what happens. You will see, surprisingly, it will not even few seconds. It will be just a few seconds. It will be done. See the view events. I think by the it only took very few seconds. See, less than second, because we already installed npm all the modules and it did all the pre-processing. It's just the deployment. That's why it's very fast. Okay, now let's see. It's all deployed. Now in the code itself, what I did just for testing. Okay, this is not good practices. Just for testing, if I call this API, I can see all the configs. So let's see. Let's connect with the instance. Let's go to the EC2. After it loaded, I will just simply get the SSH connection command. That's it. Okay, it loaded now. Just right click on the instance, and if you see connect option, just click on connect. Okay, if you see easy to use connect session manager and SSH connect, let's use the SSH connect, and this is the command SSH, then the PEM. I've already shown you how to do all that in previous example, so I'll be not showing you again. Just follow the previous example. Okay, and I'm just doing SSH and connected. Just to clear the screen, let's go to the app, and if you see here, all the code is pulled here, and you see a directory created config is actually creating the build phase itself. And if you do here sudo cat production, you will see all the variables here. I mean all the this is the file actually created. Okay, you remember this is the values you are given in the parameter store. So in this place, instead of this dummy text for your application, you will put your own variables. Now let's go back here. Let's do curl then localhost 3000. You see code deploy version 4. Make it now make it code deploy version 5. Okay, and I want this application to deploy, and I can take the configuration, of course, like this configuration, and we'll see the configuration here, but it's not a good practice, so I will remove it. Let me show how. Now it's a good example how to show, like, if you want to change the variables, how we'll do that. We actually don't need this API, so I'll just remove it. You can just directly check the file what happening. Yeah, add the changes, commit or new you can say new version and remove variable printing. Okay, it's done. Now we're done. Now as soon as it's done, in the code build itself, I can just go and make a build. So this is our project. I will just simply run the project, start the build. You'll see within few minutes I think minutes is too much. Few seconds, the build will be done. Let's see. And I'm saying that, see, it's taking few seconds. If I do use cache system, it will be even faster. So maybe in the some future example, I will show how to use the build cache and all. But let's go for this. What you have, we have. In few seconds will be done. In the meantime, let's go to code deploy and make things ready. So we'll go to the applications. We'll click on the deployment demo. Then the deployment group name. And let's see what is the status of the build. The build is done by now. Yeah, build is done. So let's go to the S3 and see what is the new version ID. It'll take few seconds. Wait. This is the one. And if you go to code deploy, then create deployment. In the revision, let's paste this one and you get the new revision ID. And yeah, let's create it. Again, it will not even take few seconds. It will be very fast. Just give it some time. It will be very fast. You click on the view events, you will see it's already application starting progress and it's started. Yep, it's done. And if you go here and let's say this is our instance, 2ls called curl, just checking if the application updated or not. Localhost 3000. Yes, our application updated. Now let's see the application credential updated or not. It must be, of course. But let's see. I mean, we didn't update anything, to be honest. But let's see. Cd, then the config. Let's see. Cd. I know what happened. We have the reference change, right? So to ls, go to app, ls, cd config, ls, let's do cat production, and you will see here. Now, suppose you want to update a variable. Okay, what do? You will go to, you don't have to do anything anywhere, just only two steps required. First, you will go to, just go to the parameter store. Let's go from here itself now. Let's search for parameter store. Go there and let's say db host. Here, just click on the edit. Then in the value section, let's go and give some actual like xy actual db url.com, like that. Whatever is your actual db url, you give there, save changes. And if you do that, after that you have to go to the code build section again, build again, and you will see within few seconds the build will be done. Let's wait for that. Just click on the phases to see how it's going. Let's see. Downloading source. But isn't it very good? I mean, isn't it very good that it's just that you updated in the parameter store, you didn't change anywhere, you didn't change even in the code build settings, you just did change in the parameter store, and after you just make a build, and after this build is done, you are, I think this build will be done within few seconds. It's just moving the changes to S3. Yeah, finalizing. It's done. complete. Now in S3 you got the ID. Let's do the refresh. In my next example, I will show in the not next I will show using the load balancer in the auto scaling group. I was supposed to release today, but I postponed because I want to show this one first. Okay, let's see. Now this is the new ID, and if I go to the code deploy, just click on the application, then the application name, and there application name, click on the application group, click on create deployment, and there revision location, give the ID. You'll find the ID here, just the actual revision link, and click on deployment. We'll see within few seconds it will deploy, and then we'll verify how it looks. Let's see. Click on the view events. Oh, it's already deployed. Okay, let's see. Just through sudo cat, because path the reference change, we just have to go back and go to app, then cd config. Let's do sudo cat production, and we'll see the updated host. That's all it takes. Now I did everything manually, but in upcoming examples I will show how automate everything. You don't have to even manually copy paste the ID. You don't have to do anything. You don't have just push the code, and you will see how everything get deployed automatically. Now I think it's the revision time. Just revising what we did. So first is our source code. Our source code was in code commit here, and then next was we just pull we make a build of that using code build here. We make build using the build projects like this, secure build, and then that build gets stored. That build actually get all the parameters from parameter store from here in the parameter store, and then it stored the final build in the S3 bucket using the deployment command. So this is our actual bucket, and then using code deploy we push the changes to the EC2 instance. Using the code deploy here we push the changes to the EC2 instance. That's how the flow works. That's how it normally works. But all this manual thing will get removed. I will show you the next examples. So stay tuned and subscribe the channel. Click on the bell icon. So as soon as we upload new videos, you will just get notified. Okay. Thank you for watching. We will see you again. Bye.